Hello and welcome to this session of International Marketing Strategy. We are in our second module and we will be doing business marketing and government marketing today. So we will start off with business markets. What is business market is also called B2B or business to business markets. A business is sourcing a material for its production from another company. So that is the first situation of a B2B market where a business is procuring raw material from another business. For example, MTR is manufacturing packed food and they have Shahi Paneer and Paneer Butter Masala. So they are procuring paneer from another business unit. So this is raw material procurement. What MTR will be doing is they will prepare paneer butter masala in their factory and they will seal it and send it to the ready to eat section in the retail shops. This is raw material procurement. Next one is a business needs services. MTR would need services like, for instance, quality. If they are going to send this product to the US market, they have certain standards to maintain. So they need some quality consultants. So that is the service. A business needs a service for operational reasons. So this is another B2B transaction. Okay, where it is not a product that is required, but it is a service that is required. The third one is the business needs another agent to resell the product. For example, the MTR will only manufacture the products over here. They need an importer from US and they need a distribution network in US to go and distribute it to the various shops where there are Indians. There are certain Indian shops themselves and they need some people to tie up with Walmart. They need somebody to carry on doing these kinds of operational work for them to sell. So that is reselling. So you have a retailer, a wholesaler, an agent. All this can be another form of B2B. Okay. So business to business is a huge market. So go for world business. If you look at that website, and so you would see a variety of business opportunities available. By the end of the this session, if there's little time, then we can go through that website and see it online. So this is a flow chart, a diagrammatic representation. So what happens? The person starts identifying a company. Okay, and once he identifies who's the right person, who is good to manufacture paneer, who is manufacturing paneer, who has the good ISO standardization and who will be able to supply the quantities that I need and who will be able to give at a competitive price. So this is identifying. And mentoring is like, for example, I will give you a situation where this mentoring process is required. Supposing an automobile company is there and they need a particular part to be manufactured here. So that will also be B2B purchase. So in that case, mentoring is the company which is ordering, for instance, Ashok Leyland's or Hyundai or Toyota. They will handhold with the manufacturer of the component. Supposing the component is vents for the AC, which is there in the car. You see those vents, no? So they want somebody to manufacture it, or they want somebody to manufacture the upholsteries. So what they do is they give the designs, they give the material, they hold hand and mentor the supplier because they are huge. So they mentor and then once they are satisfied, then they start buying. And then what happens is they compare and see assessment. Compare and see who are the ones who are good, what is the prices, and then finally they fix the person who is going to buy. Look at this. This is another nice chain. Okay, so if you look at this, this is what happens. So it is raw material first, cotton, spinning, weaving, tailoring, distribution, shirts. So this shirt is finally in their marketplace with the retailer. So between this and this itself there is a lot. But let us just understand this whole thing. Each one of it is B2B. Here it is a raw material. Here it is a finished product. This entire process is B2B. Okay. So only here from this shirt, the last one step is B2C. This entire process is B2B. So what happened? Raw materials. So what is this part of it? It is low value, okay, price sensitive, no brand loyalty, okay, and so many different suppliers will be there. Whereas this finished product, this shirt, polo, then it is finished product. I wear only Benetton, I wear only polo, high value added, design, logo. So this is the thing, the typical B2B market. Okay, at this level, at every level there is a value add. Okay, and only this last stage is the B2C. Over here it is service, distribution. There is no product. Okay, over here also it is only service. Cloth is already there, they are only tailoring. Weaving, again it is only service. So only here it is product. From here on, this one product, this many thing it has to go through to get to the final stage. This tailoring unit will buy a lot of things, like for example, thread, button, scissors. They'll be manufacturing 1 lakh shirts per day. So all that will come under B2B, procurement, right? Fine. So there is a new model where for B2B, they call it the funnel B2B. So latent pain is you identify certain requirements, identify needs, identify solutions which are all the company will be able to tie up, evaluate the various options, purchase, use, repurchase. Okay, the fuzzy funnel they call it. This we have already done, though it's the same thing even for B2C, right? So next we will go to the very huge topic, which is government buying. In fact, I was going through this guidelines for government buying. Okay, and this is close to 100 odd pages, 103 pages. Okay, so let us see why. Because we think it is marketing is so simple, but then look at this. ICMR guidelines for procurements of goods and services. What is ICMR? Indian Council of Medical Research. This is the main council body which endorses all the medical colleges. It's a huge body. Okay, Indian Council of Medical Research. They have the government, of course, central government thing. ICMR guidelines for procurements of goods and services, and there is a book for that. Okay, let us leave the first few pages, which is like acknowledgement, forward. But the actual thing, look at this. So, introduction, objective, basic principles on which this is done. Financial power of procurement of goods and services. That is, which designation, who has what power, how much each one of them can, each one of them can limits how much they'll be able to procure. Then rate contract. Then look at the preparing tender documents. I'm just trying to make yeah. Right. So, objective, basic principles, rate contract, procurement goods through GM, purchase of goods without quotation, small things, purchase of goods with committee, purchase of goods with committee, e-publishing, purchase of goods after obtaining bids, tender enquiries, global tender, single stage tender, buyback offers, and preparing tender document, how they have to prepare, how they have to word, circulation of tender document, amendment of tender, bid validity, sealing and making bidding, withdrawals, conflict of interest. Conflict of interest is if you are working in the government, then your own blood relation should not like that. Conflict of interest. Quotation received from dealers, agents, manufacturers, currency of bidding, delivery terms, cost and availability. This 100 odd pages, I have compressed it, and we will understand it from these points of view. Okay? Government buying, because you are not going to sit and do a PhD on this. So let us understand the basic perspective. What is government buying? You have a purchase of intent. Supposing you want to buy for various hospitals, you need to buy personal protection equipment. You have to buy things like ventilators. So purchase intent. Then there is a committee, purchase committee, you have to send it across to. There is e-publishing, e-procurement also. Procurements through bids. These are huge numbers that you read right now, and very quickly you need it also. So the central government will have to procure and give to the various state governments. So they will go through advertisement, a tender, open tender, limited tender, global tender. Here it will be a global tender. Remember, the last 2 days the news was floated around saying that Chinese have given very bad kits. So like that, there is evaluation criteria. Here there was no time to evaluate the kits. If there was time, then they will evaluate and then say the quality is not good and send it back. Now there is no time for it, right? So evaluation criteria for the products that you have received. That 103 pages, I have just condensed it into these side headings, which will be easy for you to elaborate. Then authorized dealers, agents. For some products and service, every time you don't have to go through this bidding. For certain set of products, there are authorized dealers and agents whom they sign agreement with for 1 year, 3 years, like that. Okay, for supposing for same medical hospitals. bed sheets, beds, cots, all these things. They will have authorized dealers and agents, and that price is agreed upon for 1 year, 3 years, and they will just have to keep giving orders, right? Conflict of interest. I told you what it is. Conflict of interest, since it's a government thing, they have certain regulations as to who can be a supplier. So if the person who's working in as the president of medical council, if he has his brother who's supplying, then there will be a conflict of interest. Okay. Currency of bidding. Okay. If it is with China, or if it is with countries from other countries, how will you bid? How will you pay? Most of the times it is in United States dollars. That's why dollars are so expensive, because it's one of the most traded currencies. US dollars. So currency of bidding. Delivery terms. Okay, in fact, I would add over here, after delivery terms, return policy. But then in this corona case, there is no return policy because we don't have time. So delivery terms, return policy, insurance terms. Okay, while getting a shipment. Okay, supposing you are getting a shipment of one trailer, one entire huge container boat, ship full of equipments, and there is some fire that happens. So who will take the responsibility? Whether the Indian government will take or the person who sent from there. So neither will take, because there is an insurance. So who should bear the insurance policy? Who should pay for it? Finally, the payment terms. How much we'll pay as advance? Through which bank you will pay? Okay. So this is a very typical government, I would say, procedure for buying products. So with this, we have come to the end of the second module, right? In the meantime, I would like you all to go through this Go for World Business. Just, it's a very interesting website. This is Go for World Business. There is a website, www Go for World Business. This website has all the find buyers. Okay, so if you have mangoes and you want to sell to European countries, here you can find buyers. Let us just search for buyers for Indian mangoes. See here, buyer from Qatar, wanted fresh Indian mangoes. Buyer from Qatar, please quote for the following wholesale product requirement. Product name, fresh Indian mangoes. Specification, fresh only, quantity, LCL shipping terms. Okay. Destination, CIF destination port. You have to pay everything. You have to send it to Doha. Qatar payment terms. After arrival 2 weeks. Via bank transfer. Looking for supplies from worldwide contact. So like this, buyers from Singapore. There's one more. The buyer would like to receive quotation from Indian mangoes. Okay, so like this, you have this so many websites where you can actually find, if you and you can also procure and send it to them. Okay, buyer from UK. Buyer is interested to receive quotations for the following: fresh Indian mangoes. Okay, types they have given: Daseri, Alfonso, Chaunsa, Kesar, Totapuri. Okay, and where they want shipment, air shipment, they want to Liverpool, Manchester, UK, payment terms. So like this, there are very many. Look at this here, related products. So fresh apples, Goas. In fact, India is world number 2 in most of the vegetables and fruits production. So if you have one buyer, if you could find a buyer, then your career is made. Okay, right. So this is the time to experiment with these things. Okay, so all the very best. I will give you all a question bank, and we will start with module 3 very soon. Thank you.